Look, there's no time. You have to go.
They can't do that.
You know her?
They do say that to know me is to love me.
Hello everybody, we have finally made it to Ted and Nicole's anniversary party, and it has not been disappointing. The wait was tough over these last 2 days with soccer on CBS, so we missed 2 days of episodes, but the show planned it well this week to get us to today's great first episode of this anniversary party. Before we dig into the episode, please subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/OCGTV. Watching old soap operas and reacting to them. Just started Days of Our Lives from 1986. But as for today's episode of Beyond the Gates, a lot went down. You know, these big events on soap operas, when you build to them well, like this one has been built to, in my opinion, they give you a good show, and today was a good show, not just on a plot level, but on a character level. I really think that they have built this up very well for the character of Eva, which is why she is one of the most multifaceted, multi-layered characters on the show. You feel for her because she is the daughter of Ted, or so we are led to believe anyway, but as of now, she is the daughter of Ted, and all she's wanted this whole time was a family and to feel close to Ted and Nicole. And even though they don't know she's Ted's daughter, they have embraced her. And just in today's episode, they're talking to her about how they want to pay for her to go to school and get some sort of medical training and then work at the hospital with Ted. And so I'm just really looking forward to the fallout of all of this. Like, the build to this moment has been great. I think this climax to this reveal is going to be great. But the aftermath is something I hope is also great. I'm going to be judging the show hardcore going forward for the aftermath of this show, because there's just so many possibilities that can be done and should be done, which I'll try to get back to in this video if I remember. But to talk about the episode, today Eva before the party was not looking forward to this, because it is going to be awkward for Eva, and she is fitting in with the family except for Kat. But now the possibility that they don't accept her after this whole reveal, because she's been on this with crazy Dana the whole time, is a strong possibility for Eva. She could be pushed out. But of course, this is Dana's big moment, and Dana's just been looking for revenge. And I mean, it's shown all along, but today showed it a lot too, is that Dana's being a pretty terrible mother to Eva with this situation. And she's really just using Eva as kind of a means to an end, and that end is revenge. She's just using Eva for her own selfish revenge on Ted for what Ted did, getting her pregnant, trying to pay her off to get an abortion. But she's not really seeing her daughter as a real person in all of this. And Eva tried to stop her many different times during this episode. And at one point, after Ted and Nicole kind of offered to pay for her to get some sort of medical training, Dana ended up locking Eva in a closet, and luckily she got out by the end, because some random doctor who's been on a couple times found her or heard her trying to get out of the closet. But yeah, I think that just showed when Eva was trying to convince her mother that they need to do this her way, because she is being accepted as like a daughter to Ted, even though he doesn't even know she's his daughter yet. So Eva wanted to do this her way. Clearly, with Dana locking her in a closet, that was a big hell no. Dana wants to do this her way. And we'll get to more of that in a second. There was some other moments in today's episode, with it being a big event, that I want to talk about. Chelsea was worried that Danny didn't want to attend the party because, you know, she's just went through this big divorce with Ted, and now she has to go to her sister's anniversary party. And Chelsea also thought because Danny was running late getting ready that this meant that Danny just wasn't up for it. But turns out Danny was just hiding Andre from Chelsea when Chelsea showed up. And so they were late getting ready together for the party. But something speaking of the aftermath, something I'm hoping the show does touch upon eventually is that because of the way Danny's been written, I fully expect her to have one of the obviously loudest reactions, but just the more pissed off reactions of everyone involved. I mean, I'm sure Anita should as well. But after everything Danny just went through with Bill, I expect Danny to really give not only Leslie hell, but probably Eva hell as well. And something else that happened in this episode was at one point Danny kind of offered Eva, she told Eva that she should consider being a model. And with Danny opening this modeling agency, that's a future possibility. But if Danny is upset by this news that comes out about Dana and Ted, as I think she should be, that probably is going to be rescinded for now. But also, Andre knew about this affair because Ted told Andre a couple weeks ago. And now Andre and Danny are carrying on their own little affair, although it's not like a cheating affair, but nonetheless. But they're hiding it from everyone. They discussed in this episode if they were ready to come out to Ted and Nicole and the rest of the family that they're a thing, and they're tabling that for now. But I kind of hope, and it should play into these two relationships, if we're going to add, the trickle-down effect of this story, that Danny should eventually find out that Andre knew about this affair before it came out. And it should cause some problems for those two, because if Danny and Andre are going to be a real couple at some point, and it's not something I see them as right now, they just seem like they just have a very sexual relationship. But, well, I mean, I guess you could say that Andre does try to help Danny with her alcohol issues. So there is potential for a real relationship. But in a soap opera, these relationships, they need some problems to come about to add, some friction to the relationship. And this is a possibility for that if Danny finds out that Andre already knew about the affair, I think that should happen. Also in this episode, we saw a lot of Kat trying to investigate around the place because a couple episodes ago, she figured out that Leslie she's playing different characters around town. She's crazy and she thinks in her gut that something was going to happen tonight. And per usual, Kat has been right about this the whole time when it comes to Eva. Even though I'm Team Eva in that little rivalry, I still do like Kat, and I did enjoy her taking Chelsea around to help her investigate at today's party. And at one point when Dana was in the closet getting ready to make her grand entrance, they were talking about, Dana overheard Kat talking shit about Eva, talking shit about her and Dana's cheap wigs. So that was a funny moment, but I did enjoy, Kat doing her investigation. As for the big moment at the end where Eva tried to stop it all from coming out into the open, tried to get Nicole and Ted to leave because something was about to go down. But before that could happen, I mean, they were all confused anyway, because why does Eva want them to leave? Oh, and also something I didn't talk about before we get to the big reveal. Mona was a big character in this episode too, because she was worried about Leslie, her friend, being emotional the other day, the way she was talking like this was the end of Leslie, which it is because she's Dana. And then at this party, she could feel that something was wrong with Eva. And like I've been saying for weeks now, when this reveal happens, Nicole might want nothing to do with Ted, and maybe she'll lose Ted for the time being. We'll have to see how that goes with recasted Ted coming soon. But I think Dana's going to lose a lot. She might even lose Eva for the time being, and probably should with the way she went about this today. She might be losing her friend Mona. So I like that the have-nots who are always meeting at Orphe Jeans to talk shit about the haves. We get a fallout from Mona with this reveal too. So also a nice touch to the writing there. Glad they're following up with that. But another moment I want to point out is that when Leslie runs in, or Dana runs in to confront Ted about who she is, and Nicole thinks she's crazy because obviously this is Sherry, who Nicole knows her as. Kat knows her as Anna, and Kat's saying she feels like she's about to lose her family. Eva's again trying to stop Dana from doing all this, and Dana's not even reacting to her own daughter. In fact, Dana just walks around Eva to get closer to Ted and Nicole, like Eva doesn't even matter to this situation. So more bad mothering from Dana there. And the episode ending with Dana telling Ted that either he needs to tell Nicole who she is or she will. So tomorrow will be the even more big reveal when I think the whole Ted had a daughter with Dana will come out, and it will come out that it's Eva. And I just want to see all the reactions. I want to see Danny versus Dana scenes, Anita versus Dana scenes. Will the Duprees shun Eva like they did to Haley? I think these are all possibilities, and I want to see the direction that the show goes. Because like I said earlier in this video, the aftermath to this is going to be very important to me. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna shit on it. So I just feel like there's things that need to be done. Not necessarily that they will, but I think they need to be done. I don't know if everyone will shun Eva, and if they do, will it be for a long while? But if they do shun Eva, because we see how the Duprees did with Haley, if they shun Eva just a little bit, I better see an Eva and Haley friendship. That will be the number one priority. And I don't even like Haley as a character, but I think that is something that would be a miss if the show doesn't do that. If the Duprees are gonna try to shun Eva for the time being, the Haley and Eva friendship is the most logical thing the show should do. But anyway, I will be back tomorrow to recap part 2 of this big reveal at Ted and Nicole's anniversary party. The show is hot right now for the beginning of May sweeps.